While the Rupture specialty is starting to see new members to bolster its ranks in Zenless Zone Zero, there's still several problems with the class that go beyond individual agents or even the identity of the class itself. Introducing the topic of today's video, the Puzzle Sphere, the one and only A-rank W engine option that can be crafted for Rupture agents. Now, there's nothing wrong with only having one craftable option for players without the luck or capital to invest in more dedicated choices, but it obviously needs to be a good choice if it's gonna be the only choice. Every other specialty in ZZZ has two craftable W engine options since launch, and while there were better choices amongst them, the alternatives weren't completely worthless. The same cannot be said for the Puzzle Sphere. To start off with, we have a secondary stat effect of attack percent. That's right, not HP percent, but attack percent. This is already a massive shackle on the engine's value to Rupture agents, as only 30% of a Rupture agent's total attack is used to be converted into their sheer force stat. The other 70% straight up doesn't matter, as all current Rupture agents use their total HP stat for their actual damage scaling. This would be like if the ZZZ team made an Anomaly W engine with a crit damage secondary stat on it. Nobody in Anomaly would get use out of it. No, Miyabi! You're not an Anomaly agent, you're just an anomaly. Now go sit back down. Moving on from this horrendous blunder, we have the actual passive effects. The first effect of Ingenious Craft is actually pretty good, offering a solid chunk of a critical damage buff after performing an EX special attack. But then we get into what I could only consider to be one of the worst effects in the game, an EX special attack damage increase to enemies only if they're below half health. First and foremost, this second effect is way too conditional, providing no damage bonuses for the entire first half of an enemy's HP pool, and only after they drop below 50%, it is only for EX special attacks. Not basic attacks, not regular special attacks, not even ultimates. Secondly, and what is far more detrimental, this effect cannot be achieved in the Deadly Assault endgame mode, ever. Getting a Deadly Assault boss's HP to below 50% is objectively out of reach for everyone save for the most dedicated of players or straight up whale accounts. And in the event that you are one of those few who can get a Deadly Assault boss to 50% HP, you're sure as shit didn't get there using the damn Puzzle Sphere, and if you somehow did, your whaling portfolio is far more enigmatic than the smooth-brained Rubik's Cube could ever hope to be. I understand that when designing more accessible gear options for characters in gacha games, that there is gonna be some degree of inflexibility or incompatibility, but this is flat out unacceptable. The Puzzle Sphere is such a bad investment proposition for Rupture players to the point where it's even inferior to running the Steel Cushion, a standard S-rank W engine for attack agents. What should be a literal paperweight due to its passive effects exclusivity from non-attack agents ends up being the better option because of its higher base attack and critical rate secondary stats. It's the Casterus Light Cone situation all over again. If Hoyoverse wants players to take Rupture seriously, then there needs to be a proper variety of options for players of varying financial investment for Zenless Zone Zero. What Rupture needs is a second craftable W engine, and quite frankly, a rework of the current design of the Puzzle Sphere. If Hoyoverse can't give us a rework of the Puzzle Sphere, then at the very least, we need a W engine option that is 100% functional in Deadly Assault content. And the former can just be reserved for Shiryu defense and certain stages of threshold simulation. Just because Rupture is going through an identity crisis right now doesn't mean its viable gear options need to go through that as well, especially when it's the players who must now try and make it all work.